Order. Chris Loder to move the motion. Chris Loder.
Thank you, Sir Mark. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship today. I'd like to thank other members of the House, indeed the Minister and my colleague here for attending. Sir Mark, if you live in Dorset, you will currently pay over 2.5 times more council tax on an average Band D property than if you live in London. If you are of school age and living in Dorset, you and your parents will need to pay for your travel to get to your school or college. Meanwhile, in London and in other urban areas, this travel is paid for. If you live in Dorset, a third of our community is over 65, compared with around 10% of the community here in London. If you live in Dorset, 85% of services are provided diligently by the council and will be funded through council tax, compared with a national average of 50%. Why then, given the rurality of West Dorset, demographics of its residents and the challenges we face, do we receive a fraction of the government support that other urban boroughs receive? The government has a powerful lever of influence on local government finance, and its impact on the tax burden of local residents, and that lever is called the Revenue Support Grant. The grant allows the government to choose and target which areas of the country to help most. And year after year, the residents of rural West Dorset are continually frustrated that preference is given to urban areas, such as those in the capital, and of course that preference has been over places such as my constituency in West Dorset. The formula for the Revenue Support Grant is in need of a great deal of scrutiny and reform as part of a wide-scale review of local authority funding. In West Dorset, we are custodians of picturesque rolling green hills with livestock, grazing, productive arable land, and magnificent landmarks and heritage sites such as the Cerne Abbas Giant and the Jurassic coastline. And yet the people of West Dorset and the wider county are faced with one of the highest rates of council tax in the country. For an average Band D property, my constituents and those living in neighbouring rural Dorset constituencies pay £2,225, which compared to a Band D house in the London Borough of Wandsworth, for example, paid just £866. That is, of course, an enormous difference of £1,359, and in short, means that West Dorset's council tax is 150% higher than Wandsworth in my example. Through diligent financial management, the council has continued to cut its costs, but many are still faced with high council tax bills. A key reason for this is that the formula for local government funding requires urgent reform. In 2019-20, local authorities received on average 50% of their revenue through council tax, alongside 23% from government grants and 27% from retained business rates. Dorset Council is forced to derive 84% of its revenue from council tax, which itself has increased 12% since 2010-11, and in 2022-23 totals almost £300 million. In contrast, Wandsworth Borough Council only needs to raise around £70 million in council tax. And when you look at previous years that we in Dorset have received zero revenue support grant, compared to £24 million revenue support grant last year going to Wandsworth, we have to ask, is this really fair?
Order. This is suspended for 15 minutes for a division in the House. If there are two divisions, then that will be 25 minutes. I'll resume the meeting when members currently present return to their seats. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.